Hey y'all. So, AW's 5th anniversary show just ended. And I figured I'd hop on here and talk about it. I wasn't gonna do this, but I figured I'd hop on here and talk about it. First of all, 5 years. Not bad for a t-shirt company. I mean, I remember when AW started, and that's not an exaggeration. The haters were already out in full swing before AW even got a TV deal. I think they announced it a few months back from that or something. People were just saying, "Oh, they're just a t-shirt company. The TV show never materialized. They're just a t-shirt company because they had merchandise from CAE and everything." So, yeah, the haters already out in droves. And I can imagine they're gonna get more annoying after this 5-year anniversary. So, not to mention, starting in January, Max is gonna have AW Dynamite and AW Kids streaming on their site. I don't know about streaming, but they're gonna have it up. They're gonna have it up on their site. And for the pay-per-views, I assume they'd be free if you already have Max, because I already do. I assume they'd be free, but I don't know. But all I know is the pay-per-views are gonna be up there too. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited about that. One thing I'm also excited about, if anyone doesn't know, a few weeks ago I was looking at buying an AW pay-per-view, at buying Full Gear. I bought almost every AW pay-per-view for the past 2 or 3 years. Cause with NordVPN I can do that. I get them at a discounted rate. If I say I'm in the United Kingdom or something like that. So I get them at a discounted rate. So, a couple weeks ago, I was looking at buying All In. Now, I was gonna buy it regardless, cause, like I say, I get them for like $25. Because I use True TV, which isn't available in the United States, the pay-per-views aren't, but if I go to the United Kingdom, I can get them easy. And then I come upon this thing called AW Plus. I can't believe I didn't know this is here, but I just never had to raise ear into it. AW Plus has said you get $5 off your $25 purchase, which AW pay-per-views, for me anyway, did used to be $20. Did used to have just $5 the opposite price, which I guess they went up because of inflation or something, because Tony Khan just wanted to get more bang for his buck, or more, however you say that phrase. But I don't blame him. But anyway, I came across AW Plus, and I got it because I was like, oh, I can get it for $5. Yes, I never really noticed it before. I never really had a reason to check into it. It was just $5 off. But I got it, and I checked it out, and you can get a lot more AW content with AW Plus than just that. I mean, first of all, you get a 7-day free trial. So that's a deal in and of itself. But you get not only a few past pay-per-views, not all of them, just a few of them. You get past AW pay-per-views, AW Dark, AW Kissing and Dynamite commercial free. If you do it through AW Plus, through the Triller app, previously known as Fi, some of you may know it. But I was grateful for that, because if ever there was a time for a commercial-free Dynamite, it was this one. Because it was bookended by Ricochet, Will Ospreay for the International title, and, get this, Kazuchika Okada versus Bryan Danielson, title for title, AW title versus Continental title, but the Continental title was only on the line for 20 minutes, because the Continental title has always had a 20-minute time limit on it. But the great thing about that is, especially with the champion being Okada now, the great thing about that Continental role too is, well, it has a hard 20-minute time limit, which may be disappointing for some people. But the great thing about that is, no interference is allowed. No interference is allowed. No one at ringside. No one at however you want to put that. But like I say, with the title being around Okada's weight now, that fits so perfectly, because Okada does not need a disqualification victory over anyone, or someone help him in victory against anyone. He's one of the greatest, if not the greatest, wrestler of all time. He does not need that. But I've been guessing about AWPS and AW's Young Run for Young Enough into the actual show. I'm going to talk about the main event first, because the main event was just outside of the finish, which I had a tiny problem with, but not, as I thought more about it, not much of one. I expected them to go. I didn't expect any title to change hands, but I expected them to go a 60-minute Broadway, cause AW title matches, the world title matches, have a 60-minute time limit on them, have an hour time limit on them, and I thought, well, it's Okada and Bryan. And we know how far Okada can go. We've seen Okada in a number of 60-minute casts, most famously with Kenny Omega. And we know how Bryan can go. We've seen him in a number of Young matches too. They didn't go 60 minutes. They didn't go Broadway. And I was actually worried, because after the international title match, not that the red show was bad, it wasn't, but after Ricochet versus Will Ospreay, the draw was Okada versus Bryan. I mean, I just wanted to get to that match, especially because Tony Khan has said that WBD, Warner Brothers Discovery, had a Yadazima 30-minute overrun, and I was like, okay, 45 minutes, an hour, let's go. Yes, just get to that match. So I was worried that they wouldn't have enough time, that they would kind of shortchange us. But it's Okada and Bryan Danielson. I should have known they would do anything but for changes. This match was incredible. Even with the finish, this match was incredible. It isn't possible for these two men to have anything less than a great match. I saw both their matches. I saw the match at Wrestle Kingdom. That was the only thing I checked out from Wrestle Kingdom, I think. Not because I have anything against it, just because that was the match I and I think a lot of other people were looking forward to. That was the only thing, the biggest thing they were looking forward to at Wrestle Kingdom. I saw their match at Wrestle Kingdom as well as their match at Forbidden Door. Bryan won at Forbidden Door. Bryan made Okada tap out. Okada won at Wrestle Kingdom. I thought this was the best match they've had. Not that the other matches were bad. I just thought this was the best match that they've had. I mean, just the intrigue, the urgency, especially in the last few seconds of the Continental title being on the end, it was just an interesting factor because the submission move, it was the belly lock that Bryan got Okada in, but he had his arm trapped with his leg, so he was wrenching his arm back. That was the same maneuver he used to get Okada to tap out at Forbidden Door. And that was with the broken arm. So, and I didn't actually think Okada was going to tap out. That'd be kind of a lame way to end things. Just with both men's legacies and what we know of them. But it was a really intriguing maneuver, I could say, because that's how Bryan, a healthy Bryan this time, well, relatively healthy anyway, a relatively healthy Bryan having that submission maneuver on Okada, the same maneuver that he used to make Okada tap out, who hadn't tapped out in nearly a decade. That was interesting to me. Let Okada get to the rope, as I thought he would. This was, I'm not going through this match because I cannot do it justice. Watch it for yourself. Watch it on AEW Plus or TV. You get a free trial if you've never had it before. I encourage you to go watch it. It's the main event, obviously. But this was Rainmaker after Rainmaker from Okada, Rainmaker from Bryan, which connected with a great smack. John Woo dropkick from Okada, multiple just aerial dropkicks from Okada, just to try for Tombstone in the field, and the Tombstone actually on the floor. Bicycle knee from Bryan, a bicycle knee from Okada. That would just, these two men are just masters at their craft. And by the end of it, I was thinking, I wouldn't actually be sad if Okada wins the AEW title. I wouldn't have anything negative to say about it. Because, other than a few people, like Ricochet, who just came in, and maybe Darby Allin, who didn't have his, who haven't had a side of the world title yet. I'd have to see them mix it up again. Who else is there in AEW for Bryan to face? I mean, that's a real rematch that you'd really camp for. I mean, you could argue on Cassidy, I get that, but realistically, who's in AEW for the world title that you'd want to see Bryan go up again that he hasn't gone up against before? So yeah, I was thinking, I didn't think that would happen, but I was thinking I'd be okay with it. Because Okada was just made for gold. I mean, there's a reason why he won the International title on his third week, his first match, because he was made for gold. This man just oozes money wherever he goes. But on to the finish, which in no way takes away from the match. I watch the match in any way, regardless of what I tell you about the finish and how I feel. The finish, I told you the Continental title was only on the line for the first 20 minutes because the Continental title had a hot stop for 20 minutes. But the Continental title was off the line, so the Continental title rolls no longer applied. And I was thinking a little bit after the end of the Okada Bryan match, I was thinking, oh, Jon Moxley's gonna come out or something, and he's gonna interfere or something, and that's gonna be kind of a lame, and it's kind of a lame way to go out. We already sort of had that, but in the War After Ricochet match, which I'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, we didn't exactly get that. We got Okada. First of all, Okada was setting up for the victory. Okada nailed Bryan with the lariat, not a rainmaker, but just a soft lariat that he's known for, that he's famous for. Okada had these basic wrestling moves down to a science. But Okada nailed Bryan with a few lariats, and he was setting up the big rainmaker. He was setting up the Okada victory and the Okada title win, and Jon Moxley vs. Okada, which is intriguing to me too, because we've never had Okada versus Jon Moxley before, and we're gonna get it at some point, even though Okada didn't win the title tonight, unfortunately enough, depending on who you ask. We had Claudio Castagnoli and Pac come out, just standing in the aisleway, just standing among the fans, and Claudio kind of distracted Okada. He wasn't waving his arms or anything. He just kind of looked at him, and Okada kind of noted him, and I was like, okay, that's kind of lame. This is how it's gonna finish. That's kind of lame, but it doesn't. They don't do anything to interfere, but Okada notices them for a second, goes back to Bryan, sets up for the Rainmaker. Bryan counters with a backside and gets a 1-2-3 on Kazuchika Okada. So yeah, that was kind of anticlimactic for it was still an incredible match. I can say it's impossible for these men to go out and have anything else than a great one. But that was kind of anticlimactic. There needs to be a rematch between the two for the AEW title. I don't know if there will be. Maybe Ospreay and Okada for the title with what they're looking at. But I just think for my own self, because that wasn't really a decisive winner, you can say. So, well, you can make the argument indeed. So, I think there needs to be a rematch between the two, but that's just me. Like I say, I thought this was the best match the two have ever had together. I'd have to watch that Tokyo Dome match again. I'd have to watch that Forbidden Door match. But yeah, for my money, that was the best match. That was the best match they've had. On to the first match now. Oh, after the aftermath too. Will Yuta, Claudio Castagnoli and Pac in the ring. They make a motion and attack Bryan. They pick him up. John Moxley cuts the promo out. He's not doing this for himself. He's doing this for greater purpose. He's doing this for greater mission. If it was up to Moxley, he would have put Bryan out of his misery a long time ago. That was Moxley, by the way. That's not me talking. But Will Yuta comes out and fights off Claudio and Moxley. And next week, it's official. Bryan Danielson and Will Yuta versus Pac and Claudio Castagnoli in a tag team match. No titles on the line. It's interesting because Will Yuta, Claudio Castagnoli, and Pac are the trio tag team champions. So I wonder what's going to happen with that. But yeah, it should be a great match. And if we get a more serious side of Will Yuta now, maybe Will Yuta becomes Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson, the accuser pro today, I think that'd be great. Oh, by the way, Dynamite, Title Tuesday is, Tuesday, next Tuesday at 9 o'clock. And not 8, it's 9. I guess there's some football game or something on. But it's not 8 o'clock, it's 9 o'clock next Tuesday that Dynamite's on. But the only match announced for Title Tuesday, Claudio Castagnoli and Pac versus Bryan Danielson and Will Yuta, which should be a good match. But on to the opening match. We got it. We got Will Ospreay versus Ricochet. This was just high octane. I mean, these men have more in the tank. That's what's crazy about it. But this was just high octane. And Oscutter from Will Ospreay off the ropes on the nailing Ricochet on the apron, and Oscutter from Ricochet. Styles Cash from Will Ospreay. Hidden Blade from both men. Hidden Blade from Ricochet and Will Ospreay. And in the end, I didn't expect them to have the extravagant winner. Yet, I didn't expect Bryan Danielson Okada, even though Bryan technically did win that match with the backside. And this match technically had a winner too. It was just both men. Both men is hidden blade on each other, and now either Ospreay or Ricochet won hit a hidden blade and it fell. It was Ospreay. It just fell on top of Ricochet and his shoulders were down. Both men's shoulders were down. So the referee counted a double pinfall. Ricochet and Ospreay drew. The crowd wasn't very happy with it, but Ospreay and Ricochet did a good job of getting the crowd back invested. They wanted it restarted. They did this motion for restart. They wanted it restarted. Tony Khan gave the decree that the match restarts. And they had a good actually no one interfered. I forget how it ended the second time. But But the aftermath of it was Konosuke Takeda. Yeah, Konosuke Takeda did attack Ospreay. It was the third match that ended with the double pinfall. So Ospreay hits a hidden blade, goes to the cover on Ricochet. Konosuke Takeda attacks Ospreay, just runs in and attacks them, tears them out with a knee, he aids Ricochet out too with the driver, and holds up the International title. I can say I expected a smart finish, and this will lead to a triple threat, which would be big money on a pay-per-view. We will get Ospreay and Ricochet again one-on-one, because I can say these men have a yard more in the tank, which is crazy. But we will get, in the meantime, we got a triple threat to satiate us, which is just going to be so great. I wonder if Konosuke Takeda's going to go after the Continental title too, because it looks like they're building something between Takeda and Okada. But maybe they're saving that. Maybe they're saving that for Forbidden Door or something like that. But like I say too, the rest of still wasn't bad. We're gonna get Chris Jericho versus Mark Briscoe at Wrestle Dream for the All-Weight title, for the Ring of Honor title. And Chris Jericho has made this personal. Chris Jericho goes, "Oh, you can't beat me, Mark. Your brother could. Jay could." Which unfortunately, Jay, as most of you know, Jay passed away from a drunk driver of an automobile. Jay passed away. But yeah, Jericho made this real personal, and I'm looking forward to that match. It'd be a good one at Wrestle Dream. We got Britt Baker versus Serena Deeb, which was a better match than I thought it would be. I mean, Serena Deeb just awesome, and Britt Baker's, she's not my favorite, but she's improved quite a bit. And they went Pittsburgh, which I roared like 5 minutes in. That's the only reason probably Britt Baker had a match on the show, because they went Pittsburgh and she's from Pittsburgh. No offense to the good doctor if she sees this video, but yeah. But yeah, this was a good match for what it was. Britt Baker win with the Yorkshire. There was a good series of counters. Britt Baker can hold her own. I mean, Serena Deeb's a professor, but Britt Baker can hold her own. And then we get Private Party versus Iron Savages, which only had like a minute or two. And Private Party goes over. Private Party calls out the Young Bucks. They ran a video of the first few weeks in the Dynamite, when they had a tournament to crown the initial tag team champions, and Private Party got the upset win over the Young Bucks. So Mark, as Eric Hadley called out the Young Bucks, he said, "Okay, we beat you, and I guarantee we're going to do it again." Then he said some profanity, which I thought was unnecessary. But the Young Bucks come out. I think the match is official, maybe for next week. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember. But yeah, like I say, the Red Sword wasn't bad. I was just I was just saying, okay, can we move on? Can we move on now? Let's get Brian and Okada out here. Let's get this match. But like I say, I was worried about them getting Soul Chained. But like I said, it's Brian Okada, so they would do anything but Soul Changers. I mean, they could wrestle a 60-minute match in 5 minutes if they wanted to. But yeah, it was a great show for bookended by two phenomenal matches. And if you got any way for anything, I say just got any way for the main event. Maybe Ricochet vs. Will Ospreay too, but definitely go out of your way for the main event if you could only watch one match from the show. It was a 2-match show, no disrespect, but I think they were banking on it being a 2-match show. They know it was a 2-match show. But congratulations to AEW for securing the deal with Mac starting in January 2025. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope the pay-per-views are free. I would assume they would be, but I would hope they would be, because what's the point in going to Mac? The pay-per-views aren't really free. But yeah, congrats. And this was a great show. You can watch the replay on AWPR. Like I say, you get a 7, which, come to think of it, AWPR isn't available in the United States. It's available in the Disney, so like the United Kingdom and Japan and stuff like that, but it's not available in the United States. So you'd have to get NordVPN or go to some renting site if you wanted to watch the show. But I highly encourage you to do so if you can, just to seek Okada vs. Bryan out. I encourage you to do that. But guys, I'll see you next time. Thank you for listening to my little mini review. Or I guess it was a fun review really. But thank you for listening to my review. And I'll see you when I see you.